All right, so Maino just got at Akademiks so foul.
Yo, Akademiks, I know you're not talking. Like you're built like a jar of relish.
It was over something Akademiks said about the way that Fabolous dresses, like wearing a headband when he's not playing basketball.
Fabolous being like 49 with a headband. Yo, the headband is for sweat, Fab. You're sitting down podcasting, my nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, the headband looks wild. Like, this is unk activity. Like, this is, what? This is like you having an Allen Iverson sleeve on and you're just chilling. Like, nigga, that's for a reason.
So seeing this, you might think that Maino's reaction is a little over the top, like a little too much.
No, you're not talking. 100% to be speaking on niggas and what niggas is wearing.
But it's prefaced by something that Akademiks had said about their podcast earlier.
Rap game is completely cooked. There's a new podcast that got announced by Maino, Fabolous, and Dave East. They're dropping a podcast. There's literally, I think it's less now. It's not 1% getting the money. It's 0.1% getting the money. There is no more money in rap for the casual rapper. And I'm not disrespecting these guys.
Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. Akademiks was basically talking about how so many of these rappers, they're not selling records, so they're moving on to do podcasts and to do other ventures. And even though he says that he doesn't mean any harm by it, you could easily understand why a musician, a rapper, would take these types of comments personally. Like, you're basically telling him, you can't sell music, you're unsuccessful in your career, so now you're moving over to the podcast space. But I do think there is some merit to what Akademiks is saying. You gotta like understand the context of the internet guy versus the street guy, right? Guys like Akademiks, even myself, maybe you watching this video, internet people, right? And then you got the street people, right? They're in the streets doing street stuff, etc. There has been an ongoing tension between the two groups, right? You got the street guys. They think the internet guys are like nerdy, squares. They don't come outside, etc., etc. They're on the internet all day. And this is why you have so many street guys who try to distance themselves in the past from the internet guys. And how do they distance themselves? What do they say? They say, I'm not with that internet shit. Like, this is an ongoing, it's been going on for decades, right? I'm not with that internet ish, right? So the street guys see the internet guys as, you know, squares. They never been through nothing. Yo, you ain't been to prison? Like, you not on my level type deal. I mean, Mona from the Joe Budden podcast had a comment about it.
Once you survive the street and you don't rat, you're not dead. I ain't got that fucked up limp or ain't put me in no chair, nigga. I'm a gorilla. You feel what I'm saying? I'm better than you because I survived that shit. I'm better than you because I survived that shit.
I mean, she flat out says, I'm better than you. Like, we from like the street people, we are better than you because you haven't been through what we've been through.
I'm better than you because I survived that shit.
Whether it's prison or murders or I mean, I'll let them explain what they mean, right? So you have that group, but then you have the internet guys, right? We'll call them like the nerds. This encompasses gamers. Like, yo, we grew up with the computers, on the computers. They kind of view the street guys in a certain light too. Like, you know, these guys they're destructive. They're ruining the neighborhood. They're just a disgrace overall. They're a net negative to the community, right? So you have these two groups, and I think in this Akademiks and Maino situation, you have just ongoing discourse, ongoing battle between the internet guys and the street guys, right? And it's just manifesting itself in fashion, right? And how Akademiks is commenting on their clothes and how he's talking about Akademiks, right? So let's get into these videos.
Fabolous being like 49 with a headband. Like, yo, why is the nigga wearing, yo, you know the headband is for sweat. Like, yo, Fab is on some, yo, the headband is for sweat, Fab. Fab, the headband is for you sweating. You're sitting down podcasting, my nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, the headband looks wild. Like, this is unk activity. Like, this is, what? This is like you having an Allen Iverson sleeve on and you're just chilling. Like, nigga, that's for a reason.
So, I mean, we know in the early 2000s, wearing the headband, yo, the arm sleeve, this was a fashion thing in the rap community. Rappers did this, you know. I mean, we saw T.I. wear like shoulder pads to the club one time. I don't know if that was Halloween or something, but bro had shoulder pads on, right? I don't think this is too bad, right? I don't think Akademiks went super far here. I mean, I think he's just jonesing on him a little bit, but you gotta remember, this is prefaced by what Akademiks has previously said about this podcast.
Rap game is completely cooked. There's a new podcast that got announced by Maino, Fabolous, and Dave East.
So anyways, here's Maino full response, and it'll be with commentary. I'm gonna add my commentary to
Oh,
this.
we back with another episode, man. Let's rap about it. How y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling great. Yo, Academics, check this out. Academics,
What's up?
100%. I know you not talking.
Yo, he just started off, the podcast opens, and he just starts off, Academics, I know you're not talking,
Got the
bro.
audacity to be speaking on niggas and what niggas is wearing? You talking about what niggas is wearing? You talking about the proximity between what niggas is wearing and their age?
And I don't think I'm no fashionista, right? Y'all see me right now, like, bro, I got on gray shorts and a red eyes, Black Dragon shirt. I'm no fashionista, right? But when I check out all these guys' outfits, Jim Jones got the Pele on. I mean, that's from their era. I'm not mad at him wearing clothes from his era. The Pele, that's some East Coast, their era stuff. I'm not mad at this. What are these Cartier buffs? They look like buffs. You got Fabolous with a Rolling Stones jacket. And you got Maino leather jacket. I don't see the big deal, but Academics, maybe he's big into fashion. He sees a big deal with it.
So let me give you my opinion on you. I feel like you built like a let me just say how I feel. I feel like you built like a wet bag of laundry. I feel like you built. No, listen.
A wet bag of laundry is crazy. Like, how do you even wind up in that situation? You didn't bring the money to dry the clothes, so you got a wet bag of laundry?
Like you're built like a jar of relish. You understand? You see, here's the thing. Like, this ain't no gangster talk. We ain't gonna do no gangster shit. But listen, what I'm saying, since you want to speak about, young niggas, old niggas, and when you do that, you indirectly causing division between young and old niggas. Ain't no difference between young and old niggas. It's only time. It's either you a lame or you not.
Academics with the unk talk. I mean, you're in your 30s. To an actual young dude, you're an unk at this point. I mean, this is literally unk age. 30s? This is unk age, bro. So I don't get the unk shots.
And when you speak about what niggas is wearing today, let me just give you some game though. Timbs, Air Force Ones, Pele's.
All that's timeless. Timberlands, Air Force Ones, that's timeless. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are. Those is timeless. Chuck Taylors, those is timeless fashion pieces. But again, I'm no fashionista. Correct me in the comments if you're a fashionista.
Avirexes and all the things that you see people wear today, those things was made hot in this generation here. Those are things that was made hot in the 80s and the 90s. And my opinion of you is I think you built like a woman with 4 kids. Like, no, let me talk though, because this is the problem. Niggas been talking every day we wake up. Niggas is saying shit about us.
Well, Maino, you gotta understand, and again, this is a part of that transition. Someone who's a rapper, well, he should already be transitioned. He's been in the public eye for years and years. Maino had a song that was hot. It was a high hater song. I was probably in junior high school when that came out. Yeah, you're in a podcast space now. Although you've been a celebrity and you should be used to people talking about you. Yes, you have to get used to people making videos about you. You're coming on here giving your opinion. People are going to respond. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near as popular as Maino. And you know how many video responses, hit pieces people have did on me? Like, bro, like it's so many. But I mean, this is a part of the game, I guess, Maino's probably used to responding to this type of disrespect physically. Whereas, you on the internet, you in our realm. You can't necessarily do that. You can, but there's going to be repercussions, right? You're not dealing with street people who are anti-snitching. You put your hands on someone like Academics, someone like me, someone like Flacco, someone like whoever, we call him the police, bro. Like, it's an L for you. But yeah, Maino has to get used to people talking about him. You're on a podcast. You're in our space. This is just how things go.
That probably spent most of his early life afraid to really be and couldn't be in the in crowd, was insecure, couldn't take his pants off in front of women. You understand what I'm saying? So
yo, Maino be saying some pause stuff.
Stop playing with me, nigga.
What? I
I'm
don't
a
get
micro nigga. I'm a big dick dictator. Stop playing with me. Everything
It's too much pause-worthy stuff here. So yeah, man, I think this is just from my viewpoint. This is just the classic street guy versus internet guy. There's this underlying tension because we both just fundamentally disagree with how the other lives their life. But so let's kind of go into what kind of sparked this whole thing off. This is Academics discussing how rappers like Jim Jones, Maino, Fab, Dave East are shifting to podcasts. He explains that the music industry no longer offers financial rewards.
Rap game is completely cooked. There's a new podcast that got announced called Let's Rap About It.
Yeah, this is Maino's podcast.
By Maino,
Yep.
Fabolous, and Dave East. Chat, I gotta keep it a being with y'all. There ain't no money in music left. The only thing as musicians they get from it is a cool factor. I remember when, and I know this is my first Drake reference to the stream, so forgive me. You know when Drake says, it's really 1% of us getting the money. The rest of these niggas is broke. Maybe Jay said that, but I think Drake also requoted it. There's literally I think it's less now. It's not 1% getting the money. It's 0.1% getting the money.
Well, yeah, the labels have redirected their funding. I mean, they've taken the funding, the allocation that they had towards hip hop, and it seems that they're putting it elsewhere.
There is no more money in rap for the casual rapper. And I'm not disrespecting these guys, okay? But I want to tell you that
Well, casual rapper, there are ways that independent rappers can make their money. But the hardest thing is just breaking into it, right? Kind of getting your name known is the hardest part.
rappers are realizing that they have platforms and, they have these other things that is more monetizable than them making music. If you told me that Fabolous, Jim Jones, Maino, and Dave East, if you told me that they were together, I'd be like, oh my God, they're making like some type of four-way greatest New York rapper things. Shit, they're gonna sell some shit, go on tour. Bruv, there's no more money in music.
I think streaming really messed all that up, because I think if these guys did come together to create a rap group and drop an album, a big album, I think it would do decent at worst numbers. I think it would do good numbers, decent to good, decent at worst. I think at least 1 million people would stream it, a couple million. But the thing is, how many streams equals one album sale? And how much do you have to stream to even make $1,000? The streaming kind of messed all this up.
The Drakes, there's no money for the middle order guys. It is complete famine mode, Chad. I'm keeping a bean with y'all because y'all are making music and it's starting to become, if a tree falls in the woods, does anyone hear it? Cam still raps, but Cam does it dope now. He just drops a freestyle while he's potted. You think you want to go really get in the studio, put 6 months into making a project, then go promote it for 3 months for that shit to sell 11,000 copies?
So you can understand why Maino or other rappers on this podcast would take issue with what Akademiks is saying. Even though there's some truth to it, but still there's a tone that you couldn't sell records, so now you're over here. Like, no one wants to hear it like that,
Stream a bunch of nothing, have to convince some label head to buy your shit because it's not selling. Rap is done. I need to explain this before people clip me and take this out of. Rap is done because there's no more parody.
And by parody, I assume he means mainstream rappers can eat, but then also the middle of the road rappers can eat, and then the underground rappers can eat. Like, there's room for profit for all rappers if you put enough work in. Now I think he's saying there's no parody, like only the mainstream top dogs in rap are eating.
Used to be 10% of rappers that's really getting it. Then it went down to 5%. Then it went down to 1%. Now I could confidently tell y'all it's 0.1%. The rest of these guys, they have some fame. They have maybe a catalog. But the rap industry right now is going to take either labels reinventing it, investing more into the brand of some of these artists.
And I think what they're doing, given what Akademiks says, these guys all have platforms already. I think what they're doing by shifting into podcasting is actually the right move. Like, you're already popular from your work in the 2000s. People already know you. People are going to listen to you, what you have to say, just because they already know who you are. There's some familiarity with you. So I think the proper thing for them, if they want to continue, to stay relevant in hip hop, is to shift over. But I think people would just find it hypocritical because a lot of these types of guys in rap used to say, be anti-media, anti-internet, anti-podcasters. Yo, people talking on the internet and all this. Like, they used to shame those types of people, right? And here they are doing it. But I do think it's the right move. But what labels are doing now is, man, they're doing a 360 deal. So like, okay, we got you. The label's looking at it like, yo, we helped you get popping in the early 2000s. Like, we're a big reason you have a name. And now you want to take your name and move out of music so we can't profit off it no more? No, we gonna wrap you in that 360 deal. We're taking a little bit out of everything that you do. It's rough out here, man.
A label ain't trying to put nothing in there. They're looking at them like, they're looking at the artist like, so you ain't popping? So let's do this math. And this is the math.
Yeah, and that's the issue. The label's looking at the artists like, why aren't you popping? Why haven't you gone on TikTok and got a viral video? Like, the label wants you to do the legwork of getting popping. Whereas historically, the label will find someone who's talented, who has a look, who has a voice, and they would push to get that person popping. Now labels step back, they don't want to spend that money.
We got to spend $1 million
Yeah.
to get you to
It's expensive.
even sell some shit. then we gotta wait 2 years because all the investment we done gave you as an advance on your production budget, marketing budget, we did all of this shit. We don't break even for like 5 years, and even then that shit doesn't do anything. Let me ask you a question. Would y'all invest $2 million to at the end be able to say, oh, I invested $2 million, waited 5 years, and now I have $2.3 million? Feels stupid, right? You're risking $2 million just to, in 5 years, get, again, now granted, if it's a bank account, that's very different.
Yeah.
Now, we're not talking about...
And this is just basic, business economics 101. Why would I risk $2 million and then the return, even if the investment works out, the return on it is not really likely to be that great when I could just take that same $2 million that I would have invested in you as an artist and then just put it in a savings account, a HISA, and then, get like 4% on it. Like, why would I risk it for an investment that might not even pan out when I could just put it somewhere else? A bond, a HISA, S&P 500. Like, why would I put it in you and an artist? Like, unless you're a for sure sell, like you for sure about to sell, like Taylor Swift, Adele, Drake, Kendrick. Like, if you ain't one of those, why would I risk it?
These days, rappers are in a weird place. That's why you're seeing a lot of these niggas ain't dropping no more. Labels don't want to invest in them. Yo, it takes $3 million to get you hot. And we're going to have to wait 5 years just to even get our investment back.
I'm saying wait 5 years because, you got to sell records over that time. You got to tour for us. Like, it's going to be some time before we get that money back. It's going to be time before that label even break even. They might not even get their money back, right? So, yeah, it's a big risk. Like, we could just take that money and invest in Bitcoin, or take that money and invest in Taiwan Semiconductors, invest in AI like Microsoft. Why would we take that money and invest it in you? The ROI is risky, and we're not gonna get that money back for a couple years if we even get it back. We could just put that in Google stock and get paid dividends every 6 months. You know what I mean?
At this point, we need a 360 for y'all niggas because y'all are doing podcasts, y'all doing everything but rap.
Yeah.
And also, shit.
And I'm glad he mentioned the 360. So this is why the 360 deal exists. I'm not saying it's ethical. I'm saying this is how the label's thinking. They looking at it like, we got to make money off of you somewhere else because the record sales is just not there for a lot of artists.
Most of y'all are making y'all money on touring. But we got to just wait 5 years just to go even with your bitch ass.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Right.
So what I'm trying
That's
to tell y'all, and I know y'all might be like, no, it's just an age thing. I want to congratulate Maino Fabulous Davies. We welcome you into the podcasting content game. By the way, the whole New York is now podding. The whole LA really is podding. I'm waiting for the YG podcast as well. YG.
And pretty soon people are going to realize that there's not as much money in podcasting. Eventually, the businesses, the people who are funding these podcasts, funding these studios, all this equipment, this money comes from a lot of the times investors, big investors, for them to even do this. It takes money to do this. So eventually the investors are going to realize there's not as much money in this, or we are better off taking this same chunk of money that we're investing in them and putting it in something else, right? And it doesn't even have to be a podcast. It could just be another financial instrument. This is how it works, man.
The majority of these rappers who are scared to drop, stop going to the studio to waste time. Again, I'm not dissing your talent. I'm telling you where the market is.
I think, and I'll stop it there, I think music just has to get back in the space where artists are selling music. The streaming situation has a lot of people messed up. That artist who did 1 million streams on their album, I think they could move 15, 20,000 units independently. If you do millions of streams on your album, because an album that got 2-3 million streams from a mainstream artist, a lot of times that's seen as a flop. They're not really making money on that. But if they could move, just a 1% of that 1 million and have that 1% actually go and buy their music, now they're making 6 figures, on that one album. The music game has been severely affected by the streaming services. And I think a lot of these rappers who are moving to podcasts, I think they're just trying to stay afloat, right? They're trying to stay afloat in terms of relevancy and in terms of money. But newsflash, guys, eventually the investors, they're going to pull the money away from the podcast too. Because for every podcast that you have that they invest all this money into, you're going to have maybe, let's say they invest into 10, and maybe one of them might break out and it's going to pay for the other 9 that really didn't. Next thing you know, these guys are going to be on Twitch, streaming video games. Like, they're going to have to keep chasing it. So yeah, man, I do understand why Maino and them would be a little upset at what Akademiks is saying. or like the tone he's saying it in, because he's kind of saying they can't sell records, they're chasing the money. Now they're podcasting, then they're going to be doing something else, years later. No one wants to hear that, right? But at the same time, I think a lot of people like academics, they're looking at these guys like, yo, you're in our space. You used to make fun of us. Like, we used to be squares because we was on the internet, because we was, having webcams online, streaming, back when Twitch was just in TV. Everything y'all say that y'all wouldn't do, y'all is now doing. In a couple years, y'all gonna be on Twitch playing Arc Raiders, playing Battlefield 7. When your whole thing used to be like, yo, I'm in the streets, we video games, nerdy, this, that, nerdy. It's just that tension, man. It's not gonna go away. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.